God, I woke up this morning, it is free. It doesn't even look that cold, but I swear it's colder this morning than the other morning when there was like 6 inches of snow on the ground. God. Okay, well, anyway, we have fun, exciting things today. With the S14 finished, I put that in quotes for obvious reasons. We're not 100% done. It is finally time to start working on the S13. Pretty much there's two things that I'd like to get done. Maybe we get to both of them in this video, I'm not too sure yet. The first one is getting into the actual engine. I gotta get the head off and see what's going on with cylinder 4, whether it's a valve issue, a ring issue. You remember it was reading really bad on both the compression test and the leak down test, and then we also noticed that there's oil coming out of the cylinder 2 exhaust port, which that leads to like a valve seal issue. I really just want to start taking everything apart and getting into the engine and seeing what we're working with so I can see what I need to order so we can have an engine in a car again. And then the second is cleaning up the actual body of the S13. As you can see, the quarter panels weren't exactly cut and sealed optimally. I've seen better. At some point, this entire quarter panel was replaced with an inch of bondo, and before we fix the quarter panel cut, I want to get in there, push that out, get rid of all the bondo, and just clean things up a bit. While the engine's out, might as well clean the engine bay, and then I do want to pull the seats out because we have some broken stuff, and the seats themselves are actually pretty clapped, in case you couldn't tell. None of the adjustments work, so I'm curious if that can be fixed. Or I just want to get everything out to where I can better look at it. The more I walk around, I feel like I just woke up too. It's early in the morning. I feel like my blood is finally flowing and I'm warming up a bit. But I think I was telling you guys how, so I got the S13 for dirt cheap, for an S chassis at least. I had no intentions whatsoever of buying another S chassis. I was mainly looking for another KA to have as a backup so the S14 doesn't have to be down, because I want to actually fully build an engine. As I was scavenging Facebook Marketplace, I found this for just slightly more for the entire car with the engine than I was looking for just the engine. This project kind of fell into our laps, but that being said, it is a project. I think it'd be fun to have the S13 as just the ultimate seat time car, something I don't really have to worry about as much as the S14, which is, I want to keep it relatively clean. For being just a drift missile seat time car, stuff like that does not matter. No one can, that's covered by the overfender, which is outside. I'd be fine to just slap that back on and call it a day, but I just want some experience. Just to sort of test my fabrication abilities, I want to create a new wheel arch patch. It's a 90 degree cut. You know what I mean? I want to clean this up. I'm thinking I make some sort of plugs that has a 90 degree angle. I kind of make an arch. Another one here. We're gonna weld that on and then create that arch that should have been there in the first place. I'm thinking we cut out this the inner fender at the bottom of the pie cuts there, the base of those. I have some 18 gauge steel and I want to go through and actually create an arch that I'll weld to those plugs that I weld in and just sort of fix this and make it look somewhat proper. Necessary? Absolutely not. I understand that. This is more for just experience and practice and having a project. A little something like that. Everything's harder when it's cold out. My body's all tight and tense. Always got to do the idiot check whenever you're using the lift. Make sure the car is actually on there. In case I haven't made it clear enough by now, I haven't really done anything like this before, which is part of the reason I'm very happy to be doing it on, something like the S13 as opposed to the S14. This really is such a great chassis to be able to practice on because she ain't exactly purty. Yeah. We're gonna make her nice. You might remember a couple of videos ago, we did the overfenders on Hunter's S13, and we cut his quarters, we tacked the weld, we seam sealed it, like we did it correctly, or at least better than that. My goal is to go from this to looking somewhat similar to how Hunter's did. You can see just how deep some of these pie cuts are. They go all the way to the seam on the inside of the wheel well here. Honestly, I'm kind of just seeing what we're working with here. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm really just gonna cut at that seam and cut all of this stuff completely off. So cut, and then maybe cut across right here and have that be the start of the new arch. Alright, I mean, I'm kind of making this up as I go, but I think it makes sense in my head. Yeah, this is gonna work great. Got all that inner stuff cut off. It's actually looking way cleaner, just not having all those pie cuts everywhere. Some sort of repair was attempted to be done before they absolutely lathered this quarter panel in Bondo. I think before I clean this up, because I have such good access to the inside of the quarter panel right here, I think I want to go through and chisel all of this Bondo away, see just how much of it is actually Bondo, and try pushing it out a bit to try to get it to line up with the door there. Because as you can see, there was about an inch of Bondo on that quarter panel to get the body lines to line up. So I want to go ahead and start chiseling this away. That's so crazy how much Bondo. Oh, it's a vinyl wrap too, I forgot. It's not even paint. I might be better off just sanding it down, to be honest. I'm trying to get all the thick chunks off. Oh, it just keeps going. Oh, that goes all the way through. All right, love that. I wonder if it was back taped and just bondoed over. It's like a scratch-off lottery ticket, except you don't win anything. We're slowly uncovering the mystery here. When I saw that hole, I thought there was gonna be just like a massive hole that was just back taped and bondoed over, but it was just that. Someone definitely went in there with a MIG gun and tried to patch some holes. They might have used the stud puller too, but it didn't work very well. Like all of that stuff is someone's old welds. Those look like marks from the stud welder. The bottom fitment is decent, like down there is okay, but obviously, I mean, I'm assuming the car was hit. The car was probably T-boned, because these are different doors. So I'm assuming it was hit there, door was replaced, and they just didn't really bother to pull that out. I'm just trying to see if there's like anything in there that I could put the porta power in there and push it out, but there's nothing like structural in there. Lucky for me though, this car is just held together with hopes and dreams, so that was pretty much off already. And with that rear interior panel off, you can see right where we need to go. This blue thing is right on the other side of where I want to push out. I think I'm gonna yank, dude, I'm like so uncomfortably just standing on the lift right now. I think I want to pull this seat off so I just have easy access to everything right here. Power tools are overrated. We use hand tools around here because everything is already hand loose. That's crazy. How much you want to bet? This was already loose. Yep, of course. Okay. Got it! With the seat gone, that frees up all sorts of space in here. And now all we have to do is remove that blue thing that says caution, do not remove. I wonder if it's important that I know what this is or not. Because yeah, right behind that is where I need to hammer it out. Let's not lose that. Oh, there's one more that I didn't see. There we go. I wonder if that's my motor for this. I'm too lazy to look it up, but I wonder if that's what this is. Look at that. Oh, well, there's that, like, water seal stuff. There it is. Literally right there. You can see those holes up there. That is part of the previous attempt at fixing it. All I gotta do is literally just hammer that out until I get the right clearance. I don't have my window rollers yet, but I got an idea. Got that latched on. That worked pretty good. We're trying to deal with this gap right here. I gotta push this out. The only problem, I can't see anything while I'm doing it. I'm not really doing anything, am I? Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Okay, that's where we want it. Right there. So this whole thing was just pushed in. We made a little bit of progress. It's no longer an inch. It's about maybe a quarter inch now, but it's still not great. The problem is, the more I hammer this out and pry this out, the more it starts to poke through and expose some old holes that someone tried to weld over, but because it's so thin, they just kept making more holes. You can see, I mean, that is just not, that is not optimal for, well, because I want to like weld something on and pull, but I think all of that is just too structurally unsound. I think I'll just yank that straight out. I have the overfenders over there, and those do mount all the way to the door here, and because, I mean, it's gonna be a drift missile, I'm not going for like perfect fitment. That being said, I'm almost debating like cutting this out, welding in a new sheet, because it's gonna be covered regardless, just to offer a little bit more structural integrity there. That's just kind of sketchy, because I'd be cutting right in the door jamb there. But I'm almost thinking, like, cut in there, cut down here, cut across like that. You see the vision, right? I mean, like, that's, do we do that though? It's so, like, I could just leave it as is, put the over on and call it a day, but this whole project is overkill. I just feel like that could be some good sheet metal welding practice, because again, it's never gonna get seen. This part here is still intact, so I would cut right on the seam there, weld the new plate on, grind that down, and then it would replace all of the, I think I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm sure some of you are gonna be screaming through the screen right now, don't do it, that's not the right way to do it. I'm just gonna do it, I think. This is a good idea. Look at how cooked that was on the inside from them trying to weld it and pull it. This is a trash piece of metal. I'm trying to reshape up as much of that lip as I can, and that's actually looking great, to be honest. Yeah. I got all the edges ground down and cleaned and prepped for welding, and now I want to go through and take the measurements I need, because the next step is the plasma cutter. We're gonna need this patch. I also want to go through and, like, these were just like tin foil, not actual tin foil, but these were just patched. Same with the old antenna hole. So I'm gonna cut a little circle for that. I'm gonna cut a little oval for that. Same thing on this side here. I also gotta figure out how we're gonna cut this, because there's the gas siphon thing, whatever it's called. It's like this one I might start up here. There's still a bit to figure out, but I want to cut all this out, measure my cuts that I'll need, and then get everything cut out on the plasma cutter. Might take a sec to get everything measured and cut out properly, but I'll see you guys then. Okay, I don't know how hopeful I am for this. We're gonna start with this one. I was able to cut it out to what I believe should be a perfect fit, and then I went through and I traced that in my CAD software, imported that into Fire Control, which is the program for this plasma cutter. I think we're just gonna give this a shot. I love that plasma cutter, dude. In theory, that goes right there. Hey, I think that'll work great, actually. Couple imperfections in the cut on the quarter panel here. So I'm gonna sand that down a bit just to get it flat, and then probably just tack in the bottom, hammer it down, tack, hammer, tack until it's relatively flush. Again, all of this is gonna be under the fiberglass quarter panel over there. So this is pretty much all pointless. It's just fun. So far, this is going better than I anticipated, to be honest. I got that patch welded in and grinded down, and that honestly worked so much better than I thought it was gonna work. That came out great. I think now I'm just gonna go over everything with a thin layer of Bondo just to smooth. And again, it doesn't need it because there's an overfender going over this, but just for my own obsessiveness, I do want to smooth this out with some light Bondo, not an inch of Bondo. While that is drying, I think I'm gonna try to figure out this arch of the wheel well. You can see how there's this inner arch here. I think I'm really just gonna like tack to that on the inside and overlap a bit and have that come out and form our arch. And then once I have the arch out here, then I'm gonna go through and measure these to fill the plugs, as we're gonna call them. Pretend this piece of cardboard is sheet metal. I really am thinking sort of just that. Like almost exactly that, actually. I think that is, I think that's what we're gonna do. Took measurements of that and made a quick little rectangle, and now we're gonna make it out of metal. And now that I think about it, I don't think I'm gonna have enough for two. So it's a pretty big rectangle. Rectangle! Because I'm gonna be following this inner radius, I actually need to trim more of the quarter panel, believe it or not, to follow that, that inner radius there. Of course, there's even more Bondo in there. Alright. I want to get this thing just roughly tacked in place so I can kind of start figuring it out. Believe it or not, I actually think we're getting somewhere. So we got up to the top arch there, so those are gonna be able to be tacked on and grinded off or cut off. And honestly, I think all I need is a little radius there that I'm just gonna tack over. Like, I'm not gonna worry about butt welding it and making it nice and pretty, because I mean, look at it. Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna bother with the plasma cutter. I think I'm just gonna hand cut like a little, it can be a rectangle, dude. It's anything that goes right here to cover this point area. Same thing on the other side here, and then I can fold the tabs down, weld it, cut them, seam seal, and call it a day. Something super rough like this, but slap it on right there, and that really should be all we need. I got this side pretty much done, honestly. It just needs seam sealer and to just never look at it ever again. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out that little plug, get that all finished, and then put the overfenders on and realize that I did way too much work for something that'll never get seen. I'm almost 8 hours deep into this. I should have just not done this and should have listened to everyone else and said, just leave it. Oh my God, okay. Plug in, in. Everything is tacked up and looking, looking terrible, but like looking good for what it is. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little lazy here and I just started using some of the tabs I'd already cut and kind of pieced a little patch in there. But inside, the arch is looking good. Outside, it's, whatever. I'm not even gonna mask off. Like, usually I'll mask off the seam sealer with tape, so when you peel the tape, you get nice clean lines, but this is god-awful anyway. I'm gonna clean everything off and then just start lathering seam seal on every single seam there is. Get about your seat, you can have my drink, let me see you dance. Get off your feet, you can be my freak. Right the hell tonight, go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is done. Everything in there is fully sealed up. It looks absolutely atrocious. I'm not exactly proud of it. For how bad this looks, I shouldn't have even bothered repairing that. I still gotta sand that down. The only thing that really matters is that it is watertight, and I think I accomplished that. So, I guess it's a success in that sense. I really, really don't want to do the other side. I gotta clean up the shop and everything, so I'll see you guys in a sec. I don't know why, but that worked me yesterday, dude. I cleaned the shop and passed out. It's the next morning now. So here is where we're at. I sanded down this bondo. I was gonna do another layer, but then I saw how bad that looks. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. All of the seam seal is nice and dry, and it may not look good, but I'm very confident that it's gonna be watertight and airtight, so smoke's not gonna fill the cabin, it's not gonna rust anywhere. Function over form. Okay, it may not be pretty, but I do think it'll serve its purpose, which is all that really matters. This took so much longer than I thought it was gonna. I didn't even get to the antenna hole. I didn't get to the little reflector hole. That was like a 10-hour journey yesterday, and not like it wasn't actually a 10-hour job. It was just me doing things wrong and taking the long way around things. It should have been relatively easy and straightforward. I do not want to do the other side now, dude. I am curious though. I want to grab one of the overs, just kind of set it up there, see how it looks. I also think instead of using self-taps like they had been, I want to replace them with riv nuts. But for now, I just want to get it held up. Yeah, let me do one on the bottom. There, that's just a loose fit. These are all just hand tight, like I obviously still need more, but it covers everything up. I need different wheels. Yeah, now that you can't see it, that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better about how it looks. Yeah, dude, I know that there's gonna be some comments telling me how I should have done it, because it's not pretty under there. It really was a more practical thing than I wasn't exactly going for aesthetics. I would have liked to make it a little cleaner, but whatever. I am content with that side. And now, I guess today is going to be the day that we do the other side. I will say, though, part of what took a while was that little patch panel that we did right here on the other side. So I think if we're just doing the arch and the plugs on the corners, I don't think it'll take that long. It was just a combination of things. And then plus, now that I've done the other side, I think this side will be a little bit easier. But God, so many people were all my homies were like, dude, don't even bother. Like, it's a cheap drift car. Just leave the wheel wells as is. Like, it'll be fine. I was like, oh no, it'll be fun. Like, I want a fabrication project. I want to clean everything up. It'll be fun. It was not fun. Anyway, I guess today's the day we get started on that. And then we have the engine. Yeah, this side looks great with the overfade. It looks exactly the same because you can't see it. No, I only slightly regret it. Only in like the work sense. I'm very happy with how it came out. Appreciate you guys watching. Time to go do the other side. Peace out.